My name is Jessica Aduoffei. Welcome to Startup Dialogue, an initiative by Enterprise Bureau to ensure startups, businesses, stakeholders of the startup ecosystem are provided with insight and data to make informed decisions. Agriculture has been described to be the backbone of Ghana's economy. Ghana's major export is cocoa, and we derive foreign exchange from this. So agriculture cannot be taken out of any serious conversation happening in this country. That's why we are here today to discuss the topic, how we can transform our agriculture through diversification and entrepreneurship. And today with me, we have Mr. Francis Aduoffei, the CEO of Cecilia Foundation, and he's also a retired sergeant, first class of the U.S. Army. So we are here today to discuss the topic, how we would be able to transform our agriculture. As we've stated, is a very serious and important topic in our country, since we derive a lot from it, how we are able to transform it through diversification and entrepreneurship. Before we begin today's discussion, Mr. Aduoffei, please, can you tell us a bit about yourself and Cecilia as a foundation?
Yes. First of all, I just want to give thanks to God for such a beautiful day in Killeen, Texas, USA. That's where I am right now. It's a beautiful day out here. We had a hot summer, so the weather has calmed down a little bit for us. Okay. But my name is Francis Aduoffei. I'm the founder and the CEO for Cecilia Foundation. I want to greet all those who are able to join us and those who will watch this in the future. I want to greet them in the name of the Lord and blessings upon them. So whenever they listen or as they listen now, that they can get something out of what I'm going to share. So I want to say big thanks to everybody that is watching it now and who will watch it in the future. So again, I'm the founder and the CEO for Cecilia Foundation. And the vision for the Cecilia Foundation is to separate hunger from poverty. So to explain that is the fact that somebody is hungry shouldn't mean they should be poor. The fact that somebody is poor should not be hungry. So the vision for the Cecilia Foundation, the main top is to separate hunger from poverty. And so we do have a lot of programs under that, which includes education, health, and then evangelism, all pushing toward our main goal to separate hunger from poverty. So one day, a village or a community or a town, we can go there and see poor people. We can see whatever the poverty puts out there, but nobody should be hungry. There should be food for all. And we want also to feed Ghana and beyond. So that is pretty much about Cecilia Foundation. And I can go on and share more later on as we go through the questions.
Okay. So from what I can get, the main aim of Cecilia is to separate hunger from poverty.
Yes, we want to separate hunger from poverty because it is possible. You see, the world has combined poverty into everything. Okay, so if you look at the SD, what they call it, SD Sustainable Development Goals, right? They talk about eradicate or end poverty. That is not possible. It's not even in US, as much as rich as they are, there are people here who are poor. Okay, so what we need to do is to separate the pillars of poverty. And what God showed me is that poverty is not physical. You can't see poverty. If somebody is hungry, you can say, oh, they might be poor. All right. If somebody lives in a bad house, oh, the person is naked, he's poor. The environment is they are poor. If you go to Savannah, some part of Savannah, the moment you get there, you say, oh, these people are poor because of the type of housing and clothing that they live in, even in their school, right? But these are pillars of poverty. If we can separate each of them, you separate hunger, you separate nakedness, you separate housing, you separate health from poverty, then poverty will not be there. So I share with people who want to discuss poverty that it is not physical. So that's why the world has not been able to end it. But if we take the pillars one by one and separate it from it, then poverty will be left with nothing. If you dress very well, if you go and borrow somebody clothes and you dress very well and you walk into a bank, right? They might not think you are poor. But what if you walk into a bank with dirty clothes and, even if you're rich, they would say you are poor. You understand? So that's a way that, you see, our foundation, we took on, what do you call it? Hunger,
Okay.
which is the highest, which is the most dangerous part of poverty, hunger. And we want to separate that from poverty. And again, we do that with a lot of other programs, which we can share later.
Okay, sure. So delving into today's main topic, the reason why we are here. So we are told the agriculture sector has been creating so much jobs for Ghanaians. So for the ordinary citizen, agriculture has created so much jobs. But do you think agriculture is creating enough jobs, since the rate of unemployment in our country keeps on skyrocketing? Each and every day we hear people graduate and they are not able to get jobs. But we keep hearing that agriculture is creating so much jobs. So do you think the jobs agriculture is creating is enough?
Well, my dear, it all depends on what you mean by unemployment. Okay? Mm-hmm. It all depends on what you say unemployment. I would say, yes, agriculture is creating a lot of jobs in Ghana because I'm in agriculture. Even though I live in US, I farm every day in Ghana. I'm in agriculture. Okay. So let's go back to what we say entrepreneurship. Okay, because this is what your platform is about. Your platform is to digital platform for setup, to help people get the data they need, understanding, information, resources that they need if they want to, get into something. You understand? Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to agriculture, the reason why we say is, to me, I believe it's adding job the country every day, because a lot of the youth can easily go into farming.
Yes.
They can do that. You don't need so much of a permission, because most of them have seen farming as they're growing up. I started going to farm at the age of 6.5, carrying cassava, plantain from long distance. Even when I went to university, you have to go to farm with my father. My father thought he was the, a chief farmer. He named himself chief farmer, and he farms. Even if he has 2 minutes before darkness, he wants to rush the farm and come back. You understand? So agriculture is indeed adding a lot of jobs. But the problem is that the challenges are so much in Ghana now. And not just in Ghana, but other countries, okay? Because of outside influence, because of governmental program, because of lack of money, because of our culture, our tradition. So if we can deal with all those, you will see that indeed, a lot of youth would like to farm or are farming, but what is the results? The challenge here is, are we seeing that changing the narrative, or it is rather going below? You understand? So to answer your question, yes, agriculture is adding. It is adding. But how do we measure it is where perhaps your organization can come in, right? and them coming to you and you assisting them, we will see a feedback and we can begin to project it, and the country will see that, oh yes, indeed, agriculture is fighting unemployment in the country.
In the country. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So agriculture remains the second highest growth sector after the service sector. It's known that agriculture in Ghana is the second highest service sector, growth sector after the service sector, and is responsible for producing crucial inputs for the country's manufacturing centers. So we are saying agriculture produces inputs for the country manufacturing sectors. But however, do you think that as a country we are producing enough locally for these manufacturing centers? Do you think we are producing enough for?
Yes, and we can. Okay, I'm saying yes, but if not, then we can.
Okay.
You see, Ghana lies in a very beautiful tropical rainforest, and then we have the savannas. Okay, even I'm farming, so I can tell you that from Oti region through savannah to northern and northeast, upper east and upper west alone can feed Ghana and beyond. Okay. You understand? As I'm talking to you now, I have a piece of land in Oti region. I want to be very practical. So those listening to me, I'm not talking abstract. I'm talking practical and current, because you see our foundation is farming in Ghana. Okay. On a piece of land in Savannah region, my dear sister, we have vegetables, all right? We have cereal, we have tuber, we have yams, corn, beans, granules, cucumber, pepper, tomatoes, soya beans, all on the same piece of land, right? And why are we doing that? We want to show the youth. I have few youth that I'm working with. As we go on, I will recommend them. I'll just mention their name, how to contact them, okay? But the thing is, we have the land to produce for our local, but do they really want? Just few months ago, we heard that cassava was being imported into Ghana. Do you know how much cassava we can produce in the Oti region alone? Currently, we are undergoing over 60-acre land of cassava, and the community is involved. So why can't we supply think about any company that want to use cassava to produce alcohol? Ghana can do that. So it's not a question of can we or are we, it's do those manufacturers, is those partners want what we produce or not? And if they do, why haven't they involved themselves in that production? Tomatoes, right? When I came to Ghana last, I went to Chobodom, and it was sad. I even did a video. There are so much tomatoes right there, right? So they invested, they built mortuary instead of tomatoes factory or processing factory. Somebody is so rich, what he has done is build a funeral home and a mortuary, and the youth are producing, my dear sister, the youth are producing a lot of tomatoes, but nobody to pick it up. So yes, your question is, we do have it now. The question is, are they linked? Does the youth even know that there is a factory somewhere in Aduoffei that produces, what do you call it, pineapple and those things? Do they know that? So I highly recommend people to get to know your platform, right? Because this is where they can know that, look, there's a factory in Takoradi, there's a factory in Kumasi, there's a factory in Oti. When you produce this, link up with them. The problem is knowledge. Nobody is there linking them to where the factory is. You understand? I went to Brekum near Domahinkro. They don't even know where Takoradi is. Okay? They don't even know there is a pineapple factory that produces everything they think come from overseas when they see it over there. So your platform, I'm recommending that you do more shows and let this youth, every part of the country, know that if you connect with us, we will connect your produce to a factory.
Okay.
because it's just going rot. We do produce enough. We do. But
It goes to waste.
we go to waste. If you go to Somenya, all over the mango every year, what
Yeah.
happens?
It goes to
Okra comes, here in the US, I've been here for 24 years, and my dear, there's always okra, my favorite vegetable, in the market. I said, how did they do it? It's easily packaged. Some is a little bit boiled, some is fresh, cut and package it. Can't we do that in Ghana? Yes, we can. Do we produce enough? Yes, we do. But where are the people that will take that responsibility to do that? So yes, we do produce enough for our local manufacturers.
but um is the industry or the manufacturers who are not um linking with the farmers to make
Exactly. They are not engaging the farmers. They don't want to invest in it because let me tell you one secret if you don't know. You see the farm milk that we drink, right?
Yeah.
We produce soya beans in Ghana. The soya beans is taken away and they make the farm milk and they bring it the concentration back and then we buy it and we produce our farm milk. Or they buy the soya beans in another country or
Yeah.
Taiwan. Look, if you go to Upper East from Bologatanga all to Boku, they have a vast land. Right now, CCI Foundation, we have a 56-acre soya beans right now as I'm talking to you. There are additional thousands of acres of land that can produce quality soya beans. Now, what can they produce the source here to make the farm milk that it has to go outside? So you see, the challenges are there.
Yeah.
It is more than just agriculture or the youth getting into agriculture. There are other parts that we need to continue to talk to them and see if they can become responsible to give this youth the opportunity to farm more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with the issue of urbanization, everyone wants to stay in the big cities. Everyone wants to stay in Accra. All the youth want to live in Accra, want to live in Kumasi, want to live in the big cities. Find the government jobs, the white collar jobs, the 9 to 5 jobs. How do we then get our youths to stay back home or to stay in the villages or to stay at places where they can engage in agriculture and not just everybody moving to Accra, which is making Accra more concentrated? How do we get them to want to stay back home and then engage in agriculture?
Hey, everybody wants to be in the city, my dear sister.
Yes.
Okay, everybody wants to be in the city. But from the discussion we've had, okay,
Yeah.
imagine I stay in Adesu and Adesu area to a Samankese, going to Krabua Kota, Damai, and Pofu. I'm telling you because I know this area, right?
Okay.
The whole area is good for beans and cassava. So imagine I stay there and I produce my cassava. Every year I'm there producing cassava. I can't even buy a radio. And then one of our brothers comes to Tema and come and pound fufu. Okay? And then he comes home on Christmas because we all go back home Christmas time. And he comes home with a radio and a nice shirt. After Christmas, we are all going. So the exodus is because of lack of training. Okay? Lack of coaching. We should be able to coach the youth. So what the CCR Foundation is doing is CCR Foundation is doing is this. We call something feed. You feed the people, you equip them, you empower them, you demand from them, and then you sustain what they do. I'm going to go over this because this is your question. I don't know your other questions so much, but this is so important to me.
Okay.
How do we get the youth to stay back? Okay, how do we get them to stay back and farm? Okay, so we have a saying that the possibility of prosperity under progressive performance. It is possible that you will prosper. You can also buy a radio, okay? But it
Yeah.
has to be progressive performance,
Gradually.
gradually. You can't just wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to do yam, and at the end of the year, I have to buy a motorbike. It is gradually, okay?
Okay.
So we go in with this mentality to tell them that, look, it's going to take time. Don't give up, stick with it. And then we draw this program with them about feed. Okay? So we take the youth to the farm, we feed them, we give them food. And then we also have to equip them. We have a tractor, we buy them cutlass, hose, whatever that they need. Some of them don't even have a simple cutlass, which is 25 cedis. They don't. They don't have warranty boots. Okay? So CCR Foundation going, we equip them, then we empower them. We empower them through a lot of programs. Okay, let them understand that what you are doing is for you. The possibility of you becoming prosperous, having money one day is you cannot deny that. So stay the course. You understand? And then we also give them demand. If you go to school and nobody tells you that you take examination, okay? So you go to class 1, before you go to class 2, no examination, you just move there. We won't develop. That is very common in Ghana, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm a divert a little bit to culture. I'm a Ghanaian, so I can say this. We love to receive, okay? We have a culture where it's like receive. Yeah. And all our non-profit organizations, I don't think they're going to like me after today, it's kind of just giving, charity. You understand? Oh, let's give it to them. Oh, look, you enable them to be more poorer when you do that.
Okay.
Let's do it for them. So you take a day, Christmas time, and you see all these NGOs in the villages giving food, giving clothes, giving shoes, and they leave. And then Easter, they go back. They are enabling them. So CCR Foundation, if we feed you and we equip you and we empower you, we want results from that.
Okay.
Okay. So the result is we move the dial from charity to employment.
Oh, okay.
So why don't you generate employment for them? They will not rise to Accra if they are making 25 and 30 cedis a day, if they can go to work. Right now in Savannah, I'm giving live updates. Right now in Savannah, CCR Foundation has been able to create job for 3 communities.
Wow.
They go to Bade, they earn 20 cedis, we feed them, we give them clothes, we give them comforters. If we are giving you for you to take, we want you also to give
back.
So what does the Bible say? It says, those who blessed are those who give, right?
Yeah.
What about those
who can to receive?
Yes. So what about those who receive? Is that a curse? You are always receiving. You understand? Yeah. So we are changing that dialogue in Ghana. So to keep the youth, back to the question, to keep the youth in the village to do agriculture, CCR Foundation also do it with them for them. And if time permit, I could explain to those who are listening. You see, you can't just go to anywhere and give them stuff and don't work with them to understand what you are doing. So CCR Foundation, we pick a youth, we train that person to represent CCR Foundation. He never leaves them. If we are giving the community $1,000, our member is there working with them every day, going up. And so you do it with them and you tell them it's for you. It's not for CCR. At the end of the season, you've been employed, right? And you're going to be harvesting and the community earns something from the harvesting. We can build a school, we can build a toilet facility because you farm with us.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So the program is called With Them, For Them. Okay. And if the government would do that, the communities will develop. Don't go and do it for them and leave. You have to
Really.
stick with them.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to be with the people because they are easily discouraged. Most of the, you see, the CR Foundation, we define poverty as a result of hopelessness.
Okay.
Poverty is linked with hopelessness. If people have hope and they believe in themselves, they don't give up and they keep pushing. And as long as you keep pushing, you're going to open the door one day. You're going to be great. Agriculture, okay? Agriculture is not overnight to be rich overnight. No, it's not like Garamsey. And I saw the video going around that old farmer who is saying, "This is my land," and yeah, and the youth are watching it and like, "Oh, okay, no, it's not. That's not a way to prosperous." So for us to keep the youth from coming to the village, we need to use feed. We need to feed them, equip them, empower, demand from them, and whatever they do, you secure it so they can grow upon it. You understand? And again, you have to do it with them, for them, and that's what CR Foundation is doing. If somebody somebody come up and set up something, no matter how creative they are, if they don't have a support, it will go down. Nobody even there to tell him don't give up. Nobody. So they give up easily, and then everything they started just go waste.
Okay. Recently, there's been change in climate conditions. So there's a lot of rainfall. It's not like it usually is in Ghana now. So would these recent changes in climate affect agriculture? If it would it have a bad effect on agriculture or a good effect?
Yeah, this question is very entertaining, if I may say that. Climate change has been there for a long time.
Okay.
We just realized that, hey, like you're cooking rice and the aroma is so good, and all of a sudden you started burning, right? Then, let me go lower the fire. We just realized that climate change is really doing harm to the world. The president of US currently, they've signed one of the biggest bill in the history of government to combat climate change in the US right now. US is leading that. When you come to Ghana, honestly, you might call me crazy. I think the climate change is good for us. The pattern of the rain is good for farming. You just need to know where to farm. And I'll give you, for example, this year, CCR Foundation have taken one of the dangerous risks. Okay.
What is that?
The risk. We've taken the risk to plant and plant and plant and plant because it's raining, right? And from the look of things, we are going to gain.
Okay.
So we call climate change climate shift.
Climate shift.
And because we have people listening to us, listen, climate shift is happening in Ghana. It's not so much of a change. Okay. Our tropical rainforest and the savanna grassland is capable of holding the number of rains and the winds and the long, what do you call it, dry season, if you may call it. Let me give you an example. In Boriga, there's a village, CCR Foundation is doing rice farm there. Where in the summer, at the peak of the summer, and at the peak of the dry season, February, April, right? February, March, April, is so dry. No rain. Sometimes last year, the last rain was October 23rd for us. Last rain. But when you drill a borehole, if you go down 50 meters, there's water. I want my audience to understand that God has provided for us to continue to farm, whether it's a climate change or a climate shift. Okay? But let's go natural. When you talk about the rain, this year, we were able to do corn twice in some districts in Ghana. Bono East, we harvested our first corn in July and we planted again in August, and it's doing wonderful. And we regretted that we didn't do so much in the first season. Climate change in Ghana now, if to my audience, it used to rain a lot in the main season. July was the raining season. In 2 years, because that is the season, if you are not careful, you go and steal, right? Now it has shifted to September, October. You see, but the land has not changed. You see, the rain has changed, the wind, but our land is still fertile. So CCI Foundation, we studied it for 5 years and we realized that every 5 years there's good rain, and then another 5 years, because I've been in this business going to 20 years, just farming to see when can I earn. And this year we've caught it. So we plant continuous. Let me give my audience one example. In June, I was in Ghana. I called a seed company to give me 15 acres worth of groundnut seeds. They told me I'm late because as I drive around Savannah, OT, everybody has planted their groundnut already. Yeah, groundnut is peanut for my US audience. They've planted it already. June 11th, they said it's late, but I can try. As I'm talking to you, we have had the highest harvest in the whole district.
Wow, that's impressive.
We have harvested over 160 bags of groundnut.
Wow.
Climate change that is not changing the way, it's we changing the way we farm. Because Ghana, we don't have irrigation system. Where the irrigation system is less, I would say less than 10% we use irrigation. We use rain. Rain, yes. But you have to shift the system. So now what's going to happen is the community around us that we are working with, everybody say, oh, next year we're also going to plant in June. You understand?
Yeah.
So you see where culture comes in, tradition comes in, knowledge comes in with climate change. But they will not move from their old mind that we have to plant the groundnut in February and April. Where it's not raining, you won't get rain. Oh, that's the time we plant. So if there's only one rain in April, yes, we are going to plant. And so most people, there was no rain till June. The main rain started in Savannah North, in June area. And we got all the rain and we had a lot of harvest. I'm telling you, a lot. So climate
shift has benefited you.
Yeah, the climate change. Yes, the climate change. If we study it, where we have a lot of agri officers in Ghana, okay, it benefited. But the challenge is this. I want my audience to understand. The people, it's hard to change their mind. It's so hard. That's why CCI do with them for them. You have to go and do it, take the risk, and show them that if you plant at this time, you're going to get more.
Okay.
So now they understand.
Oh, so you've been able to convince them by.
They are the ones who went to do the harvest, and the whole time everybody is saying we are going to plant our groundnut next time in June, because they've seen it. You understand? If we just sit in Accra and talk about it in Parliament or in a radio station without actually doing it, they will not listen to you.
Yeah.
Because to them, farming is tradition. To them, it's culture. They use the
way of life.
A way of life. And why are you coming to change the time we do it? They will tell you. They told me this guy done something from America to the groundnut. That's why he did well. No, it's not like that. It's the climate change need to be taken serious by also shifting the time we plant our crops.
Okay.
For it to do well. So to me, I would say it's an advantage for farmers who really want to change their mindset from the old way of or time of planting into the new shift of the rains.
Okay. For the sake of our viewers, if you just tuned in, you're watching Startup Dialogue. It's an initiative by Enterprise Bureau to ensure startup businesses and stakeholders in the startup ecosystem are provided with insight and data to make informed decisions. And we are here today with Mr. Francis Aduoffei, the CEO of Cecilia Foundation. Okay. So, agriculture seems to be doing well in Ghana, since we are saying is the backbone of our economy. That means, to an extent, it's doing well. But however, we cannot say there are no problems or we don't face any challenges with regards to agriculture. So, please, can you tell us some of the problems everyday farmers, everyday people who engage in agriculture face? Some of the basic problems a farmer or someone who engages in agriculture faces in Ghana?
Good, good. This is a wonderful question, and thank you for asking. Okay, yeah, I'll start with the mind. Okay, it's a mind, the mindset. Okay, farming is purposely to feed people. You understand? So when you go into farming, especially where we depend on natural rain, you have to know that you're taking the risk. But is the risk worthwhile? Yes. What you are doing is to put food on the table for your children. Someone told me the first medicine is food. You understand?
Yeah.
But so I will tell you that the one of the challenges is the mindset. Like on my previous question, I was trying to tell you, how do we tell them that if you have a tractor, use tractor to plow the land instead of using cow? Last year, I was in Tubon in the Upper East, very close to the Togo border in the north side. And I sent a tractor there to go and help them plow their land. Some of them rejected it because they believe using the cow is better. So one of the main challenges, you see, when we talk about agriculture, get out of Accra, okay?
Yeah.
If you leave Accra and you are getting towards in Sawam, okay, there is no service job. It's the teacher, it's the nurse. Everybody there is farming. Okay, so when if they really want to talk about unemployment, look, everybody go to farm. They take their children to the farm. But the problem we face is their mindset, knowledge, right? Innovation. It's hard to get people to change their mindset. Like I was telling you about this climate change. Okay. The next thing is money, technology, money. You need money to buy some farm inputs. Okay. And I'm going to say something here from our audience. I don't know if you agree with me. There's something in Ghana called health insurance.
Yeah.
What's it called? Health what? National Health
Health
Insurance
insurance scheme. Yeah.
Scheme. No, I think they changed the S now. Authority. I think it's National Health Insurance. NHIA.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's effective. Okay, so look at that. Look at that. I just want to take a minute. If you register, you have access to the hospital and they take care of you when you are sick, right? There's nothing like that for agriculture.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I get sick for not eating, the government have money to heal me. I can go to hospital. But if I'm a farmer and I want to farm, I don't have the input from the government. Just think about it. Okay, so throughout the year, I can go to the hospital. But when the season comes, the rain starts and we want to farm, no support. Okay, what do we call it? Practice for food and job, doing great. I'm a participant for that. I believe in that. It's a great job. But this year, they couldn't do it. Fertilizer is now 480 cedis. I need about 20 today. Do you think that poor farmer has 480 to buy that?
He doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay, so the problems are skyrocketing, but In all that, you go there and you see their resilience. You see them farming to feed the country. You see that. And that's why it is the backbone of Ghana. Because mostly they don't give up. They themselves know. The
Yeah.
only problem we have is those who have the power and authority to change the narrative of how a poor farmer can have access to input. They are not hungry. Their house never lack food because they will go to a Carnation market or Doko and get the yam and the tomato. How it gets there, people that the miracle they do to get all this to the market is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so to your question, the problem is more, it's technology, it's money, it is even traditionally. Do you know there are some land that is so fertile, they will not let nobody farm on it?
On it. Yeah.
Our land tenure system. How do we get land to farm? If we're in a shanty area, a cropping area, it's so difficult. But if you go up north, the land is there. Some of the land has been divided into pieces by the family. Those who know very well they can't even farm, they sit on it. They won't let you farm it. You see the challenges. So our culture is very close to how we would develop in agriculture. The way we live, right? If we can convince many people to understand the changes, then there will be bigger farms and there will be more food in Ghana. Our leaders are also part of it. The chiefs, the parliament chiefs, how they understand agriculture. We have to educate them. So I hope, again, your platform will be a great source where people can come to you and say, what do I tell this chief to give me this land to farm? And then you will have a program or something to show them a data. Say, hey, go and tell them this, right? Contact Mr. Aduoffei. He has so many land, and see how did he get it. Maybe he can give you advice.
Sure.
Okay. So if I had to go all over, the problems are many.
Yeah.
Facing it is many, but the good news is these people are not giving up. And that's why agriculture continue to be the backbone of the economy in Ghana.
Okay. So since we've stated some of these problems, can you elaborate on how we can find solutions to some of these problems?
Yes. First of all, education. Okay. Our extension officers, we're talking pure about agriculture, right? Ghana has few college, agriculture college producing a lot of graduates in agriculture, extension officers, okay? They have to be bold and tell the citizens the truth about the changes. They have to be bold. One of the things you have to tell them, agriculture is not overnight. You are not going to get rich overnight. If you start today, you have to continue to get rich. Again, there can be a national program where the government will ensure loans given to farmers, so that the farmers will have access to the loan, not in the form of cash, but inputs. Okay, simple input like weedicides, fertilizer, insecticides. The government can set up a program to support farmers, and then for them to pay back. And the reason why that is not being done much is because the farmers do not end up paying the money back. As you see our foundation, what we realize is because we are not doing it with them. You can't just give them the money and let them go without any supervision. You understand? So that's one problem. Then marketing structure. It's also a way that discourage a lot of farmers. Imagine when the farmer harvests the corn, they don't weigh the corn to sell. You see our foundation, we make sure we weigh our corn 50 kilos and we sell it as such. Most farmers, they have this huge sack and they fill it all the way to the top and then the trader will give them the price.
Mm.
There's no standardization in the marketing of these fruits and corn and soya beans across the village. So the farmers end up not getting much money from what they spend. It's a challenge. So we need a way that we can standardize how much you weigh it. We need to bring that system in. Weigh the cassava, weigh the corn, and then this is the price. So you are not there cheating the farmers, and then the next season they don't want to farm. Remember, hopelessness. Poverty is as a result of hopelessness. They lose hope and they don't farm anymore.
Okay, so from what you said, you said some solutions to the problems everyday farmers face. Could be
Yes.
government giving out loans, not just giving them out, but they'll have to follow up and make sure it's being used for whatever purpose it was given out for. You talked about marketing structure, and also there has to be a standard or a standardized weighing system where the crops are weighed and then they get what
They
they
get
are.
their money back. Yeah,
Yes.
they get their money back. That to me, the biggest thing is at the end of the season, what did the farmer get? Because that is what is going to push the farmer for the next season. Okay, standardization is a way that it will help. It will really help the farmers, and we have to make sure the farmer just didn't farm the whole year, and at the end of the day, they didn't get anything. It's discouraging. It's very discouraging. I experienced that, so I told my team, do not sell the corn like that anymore. You need to weigh it, and if they want to buy it, let them buy it as such. Because that is how it's done outside for farmers to earn. So for them also to measure and know how they can do well the next season.
Okay. Please, if you just tuned in, you are watching Startup Dialogue. So we keep on encouraging people to go into agriculture. Do you think agriculture is a profitable business in Ghana? Is it a profitable venture? Would you tell your friend or your family member to join in
Immediately, without doubt. Immediately is the best decision ever. And then think about it, okay? Think about it this way. I want people to join You Feed Ghana. CCR Foundation have a program called You Feed Ghana. Currently, we have another one called CCR Foundation Community Commercial Farms. Okay? Now, becoming a farmer is the best decision you can right now because you don't need too much money to start with. The thing is, you need to stay in it. Okay? You need to believe in yourself. If a young person is listening to me right now and you want to go into agriculture, they can call me at the end of the program. I'll share my number. They can contact us. You see our foundation. You need to believe in yourself. It is risk-taking because you are not irrigating. You are depending on rain. So if you go in and it doesn't rain, you will lose. There was 5 years ago, I think about 8 years back, we lost every year, but we never quit. Yes, we lost money every year. The corn, no rain, nothing comes out of it. Those days, the government was able to give us fertilizer to support the youth through CCR Foundation. We were not even able to account for the fertilizer. And they came and inspected it and saw that there was no rain. Okay, so again, going back, the possibility of prosperity and the progressive performance. You are not going to jump into agriculture and expect to be rich immediately. You have to continue to work. Believe in yourself. Again, learn from others. Learn from others and think outside the box. Because the moment you go to a community and they tell you, this is how we do it here. Oh, but you have learned that you can do it differently. Let me give you one example. If you go to Savannah to OT area and you tell them, use a line to plant your corn, they will laugh at you.
Wow.
Yeah. What they do is they just plant, right? They just put it everywhere. Okay. Now, so the whole season passed by, and the population of corn on the line is so small. You understand?
Yeah.
You didn't put much corn on 1 acre. Oh, and listen to this too. 1 acre in Kumasi is not the same as 1 acre in what do we call it? In Savannah.
Oh, really?
So we had 8 men. We engaged them to help us prepare the land, and they had their own measurement of 1 acre, and we had our own. At the end, we had to bring in the regional director of agriculture who speaks their language to bring their GPS to measure and show them that we are not cheating them.
Wow.
When they realized that, guess what? They left the job. They went home. They won't do it again because our acre is too big.
Oh,
You understand?
yeah.
So I would tell anybody out there listening to me, agriculture is there is money in there, but that shouldn't be your focus first. Your focus is, I want to produce food to feed people. Now,
Okay.
the more people you think about feeding them, the more money you begin to get because everybody eats. You understand?
Yeah.
So agriculture is not a business that you go in to say, I'm going to go make money. You need to first of all think about, how many mouths can I feed?
Okay.
And as many mouths you feed, that's how it brings you the money as you continue to work. So I need people to join You Feed Ghana and
Okay.
the community commercial farms so that we can feed Ghana and beyond.
Okay. So you believe becoming a farmer is the best decision one can make?
Yes, the youth now, depending on looking at this, what is going on in Ghana, okay, the economy is not at its best. You understand? And you are living in a village. You don't, even if you are a graduate, there is no job. We have all these graduates, over 50,000 every year. Where is the job? If anybody want to go into farming, like I said, they can call. I have graduates leading the farm. Samuel Abuakwa is a graduate doing his master's. He is leading the youth Feed Ghana.
Okay.
Wisdom is a graduate. He is in Savannah. I can keep naming them. They all realize that there's no job out there. And I'm telling you, soon they will be driving Tundra because that's what they want to drive. I'm telling you, they will do it because it is under progressive performance. You don't just quit in the first season. You understand? The first season, you were able to prepare 10 acres land. All your money went into the land preparation. The second season, you are not using money for land preparation. So now you can increase the size. You make more money if you're able to put the same population of corn on the land. So there are steps that can be taken. Again, learn from others. Give us a call. Let's talk to you. Let's encourage you. Let's tell you all the challenges out there. And then join us to Feed Ghana and beyond.
Okay. So what would you say to a young entrepreneur who wants to venture into agriculture?
What would I tell that person?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, they have to be very disciplined.
Okay.
All right. And I think I've said much about that. They need to learn from others, engage others.
Okay.
My dear sister, do you know that in Ghana, and I know some people will disagree with me, but I'm going to say it, in the poultry farm, when I went to Domahi in Krobekum area, they have a lot of poultry farm there. You know that if somebody have a formula to feed the children, to feed the chicken,
Yeah.
you don't even share with the other farmers.
Wow.
You understand? You see, another day, another time, another show, I want to come back and talk about how our culture is disrupting our development, even in agriculture. Men can't share, if they share the formula with the next farmer, their chicken will not lay eggs anymore.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Somebody bought a weedy size and it worked very well on his farm. He's not going to tell the other person.
That's bad.
Okay, we're talking about entrepreneur. Going back to your question, if he has the idea, they will tell him, "Hey, man, can't you be here if you don't share your plan with anybody?" So, how do you develop in isolation?
Yeah.
You understand? So, I would tell anybody who want to take agriculture as entrepreneur, you need to learn and learn and learn from others. Get the knowledge, okay? Get the resources from others if it is possible. Share your knowledge with a team, with an investor, and see how they can help you. You have to present yourself as somebody who is serious with confidence, okay? And then challenge your assumptions. There is all this feeding of negativity. Let me tell you something that I learned in Ghana a long time ago. If you ask somebody to tell you why something is not possible, they can give you 10,000 reasons. But if you ask them to tell me the positive side, they don't even have one.
Wow.
Yes, it's common in Ghana. The negative aspect is there. They will tell you, oh, yeah, this is because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that. Okay, tell me how it can be possible. And then they sit there and watch you. So these people, anybody who want to enter into this, you have to be disciplined. You have to be able to sacrifice. You have to develop the passion for it. Okay? And you should be ready to take risk. Believe in yourself. In our culture, if you believe in yourself, they insult you. You are too low. Don't say, I believe in myself. Say, I believe in God. Well, if God lives in you, so why can't you believe in yourself? Even God say, come to me with confidence. You understand? So there are people who want to do what we are sharing here today. And if somebody is listening to me, I want to tell you, have the confidence, believe in yourself that it is possible. If you don't believe in yourself, you can't enter into any entrepreneurship. You can't do that.
Okay.
They have to believe in themselves.
Okay. So, Mr. Aduoffei says if you're a young person who wants to venture into entrepreneurship, you have to believe in yourself. And you also have to be disciplined, know how to sacrifice, because you're not going to reap the profits just immediately as you start. It's progressive. So you should be able to sacrifice, also share your ideas with your team and other people, so you can have their opinion also to help better your idea. Okay, so if there are any questions, this would be the time to ask them. Mr. Aduoffei, please, if they want to contact you, how do they contact you?
Oh, I'm going to give my phone number because it's already a public number. I'm in the US, and now because of WhatsApp, you can contact. So my phone number is if you are in Ghana, is the +1. So +1 254 220 5319. You do the +, and the number 1 254 220 5319. Or you can email me at CCR Foundation, the number 2 @gmail.com. And we are on Facebook at CCR Foundation, You Feed Ghana, Women Against Hunger. Then my name, Francis Aduoffei. We are on Facebook. Everywhere you hit, we are there. We need the youth to join You Feed Ghana because we can feed Ghana and beyond.
Someone is asking, how do they support the foundation?
How did this? Who
How
support?
How can they support the foundation?
Oh, they can contact us. They can contact me if they have any support for us. They can contact my number 254 220-5319, or email me, or go to any of our Facebook page and send us a message. We also, I want to share with our audience that we also separate. We are having a quiz to separate literacy from poverty. So
Okay.
CCI Foundation shipped thousands and thousands of books to Ghana at least twice a year to support reading. So if anybody out there who's also love to engage our children in reading, we are also mandated to separate illiteracy from poverty. The fact that somebody is poor doesn't mean they should be ignorant or uneducated. That's
Okay.
another branch of our CCR Foundation.
Okay. Um, thank you very much for honoring our invitation and being a guest on the Startup Dialogue today. We're very much grateful, sir.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you. And again, we are open for business. They can
okay,
contact us and we will change the narrative with them for them.
okay, okay. So today on Startup Dialogue, the topic for discussion was how we can transform agriculture through diversification and entrepreneurship. Startup Dialogue is an initiative by Enterprise Bureau to ensure startup businesses and also stakeholders in the startup ecosystem are provided with insight and data to make informed decisions. If you want to locate us, we are at Jowlu Elbin Plaza. So you can walk in if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a startup owner, if you want if you want to be given advice on your business idea or whatever, just walk into our office at Elbin Plaza at Jowlu, and we'll be here to answer all your questions. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of today's Startup Dialogue. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye.